From downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A Detroit artist returns home with a provocative new exhibit in hopes of creating a conversation that might make some people uncomfortable.
Unexpected reaction. Tonight, Tiger Woods has an explanation for his DUI arrest that landed him in a Florida jail for 4 hours.
First, the barbecues are cleaned up, dishes put away. The holiday weekend is over, and it's back to work and school for many of you tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining us for Local 4 News at 11. Most of those outdoor plans went on as planned, but not everybody was in the clear.
Yeah, you're looking at DTE crews working to restore power. This is in East Point. About 1,500 customers are without power there tonight, and you can see it's pretty dark.
Ben Bailey is here, and we could be looking at similar conditions for tomorrow, Ben.
Yeah, with the timing and the possibility of seeing the drops, yes. I don't think that we're going to see the thunder that we saw today. In fact, the last of those lightning strikes are really just about 30 minutes old as our final shower crosses the border and over Lake St. Clair. So we're done for the night. We'll be dry and even see those clouds start to move out, leaving us with bright skies to start tomorrow morning. Seasonably cool when we head out to start our shortened work week for a lot of folks. But once we get into the afternoon, just like today, we're going to be seeing showers pop. Better chances are going to be south of the city. Should not be as many of them, but also just like today, they'll be fading just about sunset tomorrow, and then we'll be dry for the overnight hours. Temperatures will start out in the mid-50s, close to 70 at noon, and we'll talk about the rest of the week and your 4-zone forecast coming up in a few minutes, guys.
All right, thank you, Ben. A Canton neighborhood is frustrated after vandals redecorate the area with spray paint, causing the residents to spend their weekend cleaning up. It happened in the area of Palmer and Haggerty. The taggers sprayed road signs and cars. One car had paint sprayed in the gas tank, and a BMW had profanities written on it, as well as its license plate completely covered. Residents think the culprits may be students from Garden City High based off the colors of the paint that's used, but they're hoping the taggers will simply get caught.
I'm just hoping that they're stupid enough to post something online and get caught.
Canton police say they don't have much to go off of right now, but if anyone has information, they should contact them immediately. A Detroit artist back home tonight with an art exhibit that some might consider controversial.
A Confederate flag was burned during the art performance in Midtown. The event commemorates the 50th anniversary of the 1967 riots in Detroit.
Priya Mann is live outside the gallery, and this comes as the Confederate flag continues to make news all across the country. Priya.
Well, that's right. Just consider in recent weeks, New Orleans has been removing Confederacy statues. At the same time, Alabama has passed legislation protecting its Confederate history. Now, participants here in Midtown, they say this isn't a Southern issue, but something that needs to be tackled nationwide.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
A Confederate flag was destroyed in a provocative new exhibit by Detroit artist John Sims.
It's been around, right, in a zombie kind of way for 150 years. And so you hit it from both sides. The very obvious and the things that are way more subtle and hideous to sort of deal with.
The aptly titled Burn and Bury Memorial was held at the Nanandi Center in Midtown.
It's like a dialogue. I think it's maybe worth having. I don't think it will change anyone's mind immediately, but I do think it's something that is worth having.
Well, some may consider the exhibit controversial. To others, that's the point.
What is very respectful to somebody is blasphemous to somebody else, so you've got to start somewhere.
The exhibit coincides with the 50th anniversary of the 1967 riots in Detroit and specifically held on Memorial Day.
I'm sort of generalizing the notion of soldiers to social justice workers and soldiers. They have fought. The Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm X, the folks who've been soldiering for justice for a very long time. Where's their day? Today is their day.
And if you'd like to learn more about this exhibit, we have information on clickondetroit.com. Reporting live from Midtown, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
All right, Priya, thanks. Lost dog stories usually don't make air unless they're unusual, and this one is. Jackie McKeon of Lapeer is blind, and Brinkley is her service dog. Well, he ran away after getting spooked by a lawnmower. Volunteers have been searching, but no luck so far. McKeon only had Brinkley for 10 days, but she says she's done more in that week and a half than she has in months, so you can see how important it is to find him.
As soon as the lawnmower started, she took off. I tried to run after as much as I can. I did not have my cane, I didn't have my phone.
Brinkley is a yellow lab, but is more cinnamon in color. She may still have a piece of the red tie-out on her collar that also got disconnected. If you see her, contact Leader Dogs for the Blind. If you can find their information on clickondetroit.com, you can. That's where we posted it. So $1,000 reward for her return. President Trump marked his first Memorial Day as president with tradition.
Yes, he paid tribute to the men and women who've paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. He laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. Vice President Mike Pence and the rest of his staff were also at his side.
There were several Memorial Day festivities across Metro Detroit today. The Veterans for Peace held a display marker for every Michigan soldier killed in Afghanistan and Iraq. Meantime, the Detroit Firemen's Fund held a memorial service for the firefighters that died in the line of duty. And in Dearborn, a parade crowded the streets honoring the men and women that gave their lives for our country.
Tonight marked the one-week anniversary of the terror attack in Manchester. Hundreds gathered in St. Anne's Square in Manchester tonight to remember the victims killed. Suicide bomber Salman Abedi killed 22 people at Manchester Arena after an Ariana Grande concert. Closer to home tonight, the Mackinac Policy Conference does start tomorrow, and our own Devin Skillion will be there covering it all for us. The conference runs through Thursday and will be featuring several topics,
including one that should get some good discussion. How about restoring civility in American politics? Also, connected technology and increasing economic opportunity. The strobe lights can be seen all across downtown Detroit and even from our Windsor Skycam. You can see them there.
What a night, what a weekend. The 2017 Movement Fest is coming to a close at Hart Plaza. Our Coco McAvoy is there live tonight, and this attracts music fans from all around the world. Coco.
That's right, Karen and Jason, all over the world. And though the festival is coming to a close, the party in downtown Detroit is not ending anytime soon. You can still hear the music. There are tens of thousands of people in downtown Detroit. And as you're about to see, it was a party all day long from sunup to sundown. All day long, people have been flocking to Hart Plaza to take in the sights and sounds of the Movement Electronic Music Festival.
It's just an amazing representation of Detroit and the international and local scenes.
And come nighttime, the crowds got massive, with people from all over the world.
We're all from Florida. We have friends from California, some other friends that came over from like Europe. So it's a really cool time that you actually have everyone just come and meet up here.
The music was just right.
Like, it tells a story that you just want to like listen to and be a part of.
And of course, the views are pretty impressive too.
So you can see like Canada, like you can swim there pretty much.
Even four-legged friends like Indica got a chance to join in on the fun in her costume.
She gets all excited.
Indica's owner, Chris Fabiano, says festivals are their thing.
We go to a lot of festivals together. I've been to Mystery Lamp, Bonnaroo, Electric Forest. She loves the people, and obviously she loves balloons.
But no festival seems to compare to the movement, bringing thousands of people together in the name of music.
And it's the music and the culture. And the city itself is so alive and with the music too that it just brings us home.
And the last performance of the festival will take place at midnight. Back to you.
All right,
what a night.
Yeah, and way to keep that tag nice and short so none of those people behind you get any ideas. Thanks, Coco.
Much more ahead.
Yes. By now, you've probably seen the unflattering mugshot of Tiger Woods. Arrested early this morning on suspicion of drunk driving. Tonight, though, he's explaining what happened.
A young boy goes for a ride he didn't sign up for, and a water park is closing down rides. You'll see the terrifying reason why.
First, though, when one family's 185-pound dog was behaving badly, they turned to an expert.
Then he got aggressive towards our son. I'm like, okay, this is not working out at all.
I'll show you what this family learned that could help you with your pet. This is Duke. He's a 185-pound South African Mastiff that got aggressive toward his owner's son.
And Duke's family was about to give up on him until they called an expert on dog behavior. As our Steve Gargiola shows us, that's when Duke's attitude started to change.
Michael Berkey, who runs Michigan Dog Training in Plymouth, doesn't like the term dog whisperer. He is a professional dog trainer and dog behaviorist.
A behaviorist is someone that focuses on the behavior of the dog more so than just sit down, come, stay.
As it is with people, Michael says a dog's actions, good or bad, are rooted in emotions.
Just because the dog is barking or looking fearful or things like that, we don't always want to just shut it down because it's a symptom of what the real problem is, which usually is fear-based.
Common myths that get in the way of dog training. First, don't give your dog too much credit for his generous nature, mistakenly thinking that he lives to please you.
Say if I had my dog by me and you walked up and say the dog growled, lots of times people think, well, the dog is guarding me. No, the dog is guarding himself. They do what works for them.
That doesn't make your dog selfish, but understanding that instinct makes him easier to train.
They have a big desire to please themselves, right? To enhance their own satisfaction in life. Humans do too.
Can't argue with that. Another myth is that a dog will be happier if you don't burden him with lots of rules and training. Wrong.
Dogs thrive on knowing what to do, right? And especially when you make obedience fun for the dog. Heel, good boy.
Mike introduced us to one of his star pupils, Duke, a 185-pound African Boer Bull. The Boer Bull from South Africa was originally bred to defend farms against lions. I wouldn't bet against Duke. He came to Michael 6 months ago because Duke's family was about to give up.
We saw it with neighbors and other dogs at first, and we were working with some trainers, and then he got aggressive towards our son. I'm like, okay, this is not working out at all. We were at nearly the end of our rope with Duke.
Duke had been attacked by another dog while in a training class as a puppy. His fear grew into aggression.
I really want to focus before it gets there on decreasing their fear, increasing their confidence, and then also improving their obedience.
According to Michael, the most important thing in training your dog is to be consistent. Don't punish a bad behavior if you haven't first taught the good behavior. Not all that different from good parenting.
You wouldn't just start punishing a kid for something that they didn't know what to do. So you teach them what to do first, and then later on, once they do know and they understand, fair corrections are appropriate.
After 6 months, Duke is doing great.
It's almost night and day, is to describe what was going on 6 months ago as to what's going on now.
One thing to keep in mind before you start your dog training, Michael says sometimes owners need as much training as the dogs, but he can help you with that too. I'm Steve Garagiola, Local 4. Good job.
We're waiting for that dog to steal the show at the end.
I bet Steve had a treat in his holding bacon in there. Be good now.
Thank you, Steve. Here is a look at what I'm working on for tomorrow night at 11.
Every industry is vulnerable to it.
Sex trafficking, forced labor, domestic servitude, where you live, work, and play. But experts say you can help stop it. See how tomorrow at 11.
We had a little excitement out there in between shows. I saw a nice crack of lightning, and I saw my fair share of rainbows.
Yes.
Right there today.
There's tons of them on Storm Pins.
That's pretty nice,
so you can swipe through all until your heart's content. But you know what? Most of the day did turn out to be very nice. We just had a couple of those little hiccups where we saw a shower or thunderstorm in the second half of the day, but those are gone now, and we've also started to clear out. There are some showers on the west side of the state, but these are going to fizzle before they can make their way much further to the east. All this has been rotating around an upper level low, which is centered here in the northern end of Lake Superior and into parts of Canada. We'll see one more wave, really two, for Tuesday and then again on Wednesday. Tuesday will have a decent impact. Wednesday, not so much, but you can see on most of the state now starting to clear. Got a couple clouds here on the east side, and we'll see those start to exit here very shortly. But it was a beautiful sunset. In addition to all the rainbows that we saw in Storm Pins, this was from West Bloomfield. It's a nice way to end the holiday weekend, and had a cocktail at the end of that, and I'm sure a lot of folks enjoyed one of those. They do not want to end the holiday, though, down in Hart Plaza. Still going, as you saw earlier, with movement 61 and a very light wind. The winds have calmed down considerably from earlier, and that relative humidity right now at 81%. So as the skies clear out, those traditional cool spots are starting to show here in Ann Arbor and Port Huron. The rest of us low to mid 60s right now. Waking up tomorrow morning will be a dry start, bright start too. Should see plenty of sunshine. And then just like what we saw today, 3-4 o'clock, those showers start to pop as another wave rotates around that low. There will be limited moisture, less moisture, I should say, than what we had today. So everything we should see will be in the form of rain, should not hear any thunder tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, as the last wave rotates around that low, there won't be as much moisture, so it's going to increase the clouds, and that's going to be about it. Temperatures cooling as we get towards the middle of the week, and staying dry there for the middle part as well. 56 tonight, skies on the clearing end of things, and we will stay dry for the rest of the night towards tomorrow morning. High temperatures cooler than what we saw today, but we will be in the low 70s here in our metro zone. Similar temperatures here in our south zone, depending on where those showers show up, and there are better chances here in our south zone. That could limit highs to the upper 60s in a couple spots. West zone, not a whole lot of difference here, upper 60s, low 70s, and same goes for our north zone. This is where the lowest chance of showers is going to be for tomorrow. So temperatures staying in the 70s. In fact, really the next 7 days temperature-wise does not look all that bad. Morning lows in the 50s. Friday is going to be our best chance of showers and thunderstorms, so we'll keep an eye on that as we head towards the end of a shortened work week. And the weekend coming up doesn't look too bad either. So if you didn't get enough enjoyment, plan for those 2 days.
Like having to work Monday? Oh.
That would be us.
We'll take advantage of that then. Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. Well, it is part of the process of buying a car, but is one lender misleading buyers? What it's accused of not doing before approving loans.
Tiger Woods spent part of his Memorial Day in handcuffs. He's suspected of driving drunk, but he's now denying that. I'll tell you what he is saying about that arrest. A Milford man is dead after losing control of his vehicle while coming out of a curve. It happened on Hatchery Road near Dixie Highway. The vehicle rolled over that guardrail there and became submerged in the Clinton River. The 20-year-old driver was killed. The passenger rushed to the hospital. It's still unknown if alcohol was a factor in this.
The 2018 primary election is over a year away, but people are already signing up to run for the Michigan legislature. All 38 Senate seats and 110 House seats are up for grabs next year. Reports show that 68 candidates have already filed papers with the Secretary of State. The deadline is still months away, and many more are expected to sign up.
Tiger Woods was arrested this morning for driving under the influence, but tonight he's talking about that and saying in a statement alcohol was not involved in his arrest. He says he had a, quote, unexpected reaction to prescribed medication and that he did not know they would affect him so strongly. The golfer was taken into custody around 3 a.m., booked around 7 a.m. He was released around 11 a.m. on his own recognizance.
The final day of legislative session in Texas took an unexpected twist, and it's all on video. You're watching lawmakers accuse each other of assault and then threaten one another's lives. It allegedly happened when a Republican said he called Immigration Customs Enforcement on protesters at the Capitol who are against Senate Bill 4. The bill requires local authorities to enforce federal immigration law or face jail time and removal from office. The Senate already passed the bill and signed it into law. Scary moment for families at a California water park this weekend. A 10-year-old boy going down a water slide suddenly goes overboard.
Scary to watch this. It happened at the Wave, a brand new water park in Dublin. It's called the Wave. The park had only been open for 90 minutes when this accident happened, and you can see the young man get thrown there. Witnesses say the boy flew right off the slide and hit the concrete so hard they didn't think he was going to survive, but obviously he has. He was able to walk away from this with minor injuries. The park remained open, but it did close down 3 slides. Auto loan lenders are supposed to verify the income of their customers before issuing the loan, but a top car loan lender is under fire for skipping over that step. Moody's Investor Service investigated Santander Consumer USA. Moody's says the lender only verified the income for 8% of its customers. This is cause for concern as subprime car loan losses is now at a high right now. The Scripps National Spelling Bee is taking place this week, and while spelling champions across the country are brushing up on those tough words that we can barely pronounce, Google put together a list of the most misspelled words in each state, and some of them might surprise you.
Are you a good speller?
I'm pretty good.
You are. Interesting. Okay. In Michigan and in Illinois, pneumonia is the most misspelled word, while in Indiana it's hallelujah.
Those are tough.
Yeah. Tomorrow takes the cake for Wisconsin.
I have a friend who screws that up every time. Really? It drives me up the wall.
You're still friends.
Yeah, but he's a good guy.
Oh, guess what? In Ohio, they struggle with the word beautiful. I just love that.
They can't spell maize either in Ohio.
I don't understand what they're messing up on beautiful.